What's up, everybody? Welcome to Via Talk. I'm so excited about this topic. I have my guest today from Lynn. So from around the way, what up, Lynn? I have T and I have J. And salute. Thank you for coming. Welcome
Absolutely.
to Via Talk with Via Guatemala
Yes.
Coffee. Tell me what you guys think about the coffee.
Amazing.
Nice.
That's actually really good.
Anyway.
I'll take another sip.
Okay, so the reason why I wanted to have, I've been seeing and you guys can let me know what you guys think about the wave, but I've been seeing as lately in the past 10 years, and you saw I wrote this on social media, more women are now leaving male relationships, and I feel like are now dating women, getting married to women, and are just like now engaging in women relationships. And again, I don't know if it's because it became legal, not just in Massachusetts, but basically damn near everywhere. So I don't know if it's more like we were ashamed and we felt like we had to be with a man, but now we really just want to be free and be ourselves. Or is it like the older you get, it's like some Golden Girl shit, and you're just like, you don't really care. You're like, you done had all the D you want, you done had sex, you done had kids. So is it about just now, is it just like about companionship? So I'm just trying to understand, because I'm blown away. I have literally friends that I've seen that were married to men, had kids with men, and now like, they're like, we're getting married. It's like, it's a woman. And I'm like, oh, what's happening? Or like, so anyway, I wanted to talk both about your personal journey and then your personal journey. Absolutely. And then how you two met and like what kind of led you to that point, Okay. So T, do you have any children?
I do. I have two. I have a boy that's 5 years old, and I have a daughter that's 33 years old.
Wait, so you just have a recent 5-year-old?
I do.
And you did it like the natural way?
Nope, IVF.
Ah, so you got a donor.
I got a donor. Yes, I did. Yeah.
Oh my God, wow. Okay, so tell me the story, tell me your story.
Well, my wife at that time wanted a baby before she was 35 years old. So in order for us to do that, we had to make sacrifices and accomplishments and get there, because it's very expensive.
Right.
And I told her, if we can do it, I'll do it. And if not, we can't. So we were able to do it because I opened up my own business, my own home care business.
Wait, before you get to that.
Okay.
Because I'm going to get into that. You have an 18-year-old, you said. I
have a 33-year-old.
I'm sorry, 33-year-old. And that was with a man relationship.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about, before we get into the wife thing, like you were in a male relationship. So growing up, because we grew up in Lynn, so growing up, whatever, you were in a boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, you had a baby. But did you tell us that journey, and did you always feel like inside though maybe you were like bisexual, or maybe you liked women?
Well, the way I think the way I pictured myself is, okay, when I grow up, I want to have a husband, wife, nice house, and kids, right? So that's the way I thought life should be. So just trying to please my parents again. I did exactly what I needed to do. Finished school, got a job, made my own living, and then ended up with a family. I thought that was the way to go. Having a man, you can't tell me nothing about having a man, right? Especially older than me. What? Motorcycle, car, who's driving? Me. Got my own money? Me. So he gave me everything that I wanted at the age of 16.
Really?
Yes. So I was
wait, you were 16 and he was a lot older than you?
He was 22 when I met him.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Was he a great person in your life?
He was a real great person in my life. He showed me a lot.
Okay.
That I gotta say.
And are you guys still friends?
We're not. He actually passed away.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. He passed away when my daughter was 10 in a motorcycle accident.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, so you're in this journey of marriage. You're in this journey of raising your kid together, right? Your son is a boy or girl?
Boy.
So you're raising your son together. At what point does something trigger in you, or like, I'm so fascinated about this, or like, I don't know, were you guys very sexual and started experimenting and having like threesomes, like, and we're like, you know what? I think I like women more. Like, at what point did we go there?
I'll tell you how that all happened. Let me tell you. Here we go. You ready for this? We opened up a book of worms. So this one is here. This is right here. Sip for this one here. So this is what happened with this one here. He never knew I was really into girls at all. Because what I used to do is I used to watch a lot of Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer was my shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to do whatever you want. You know, all those girls and hoes, whatever. So I was really fascinated with the show. So what he did is we were together for like 2 years. Everything was good. The third year, you know, everything started to go down because everybody knows who he is in the city of Berlin, of course, and everybody wants to dip into what you got, of course, because he's got everything going on, right?
Because he got the money.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we did that for a little while, but then one day I caught him cheating. I was like, why are you cheating? I'm giving you everything that you want, right?
Wait, and meaning you're giving him everything, like threesomes?
No, not threesomes yet. Hold on.
Okay.
Giving you everything you want, meaning I gave you family, give you the milk when you want it. You know, never said no. Okay. What more do you want? Oh, da. No answers.
Though. Yeah, period.
No answers. Out with the fellas. Okay, cool. I like the fellas too. We'll leave it like that. So then one day he did it again. He cheated again. I was like, you know what? Stop cheating. Bring him home.
Bring him home. Give me that. That's what I'm talking about.
So his mistake, he brought her home. We did our thing, and let me tell you, it didn't stop because she didn't want to stop coming.
Oh wait, he had a main thing.
He had a fling thing, and I was the main thing. But his fling thing I told him to bring his fling thing home to me. So that way I can meet her and see.
No, but when I say he had a main thing, meaning obviously you're the wife, but he had a fling thing that was his main thing in a sense. He wasn't. No, he wasn't with a lot of her. He was hoeing.
Yeah.
Oh, but he brought this fling home.
He brought this one fling home.
Okay.
And then once he brought it home, we did our thing, introduced ourselves. We went out for a little while, X, Y, and Z, and then all of a sudden she called me up on the phone. She was like, "You know what? I think I like you a little bit more than him."
Oh!
I said, what? No. I said, here you go. You got that. So I actually dumped Joe. Well, dumped Joe to be with this one here. His fling.
Wait, she's the fling?
No. No.
No.
There's no fling thing. No.
Wait.
Twist.
Wait. So wait. So you dump your husband. You're like, I want a divorce, or you guys?
No divorce. I just don't want to be with you anymore. That's just exactly what I said. Same thing he said to me. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be with you either.
But you guys didn't get divorced.
Nope.
Y'all was still doing your thing.
We were still doing our thing. 16
but
years
were you
down
still
the line.
living together too?
Living together.
So y'all was living together, still married, but he was doing him and you were doing you.
Yeah, in a sense.
And then you realized that in this doing process, you like doing women better.
Yeah.
Really?
I always had a fascination for women. Even when I was younger. I was a tomboy, always had it there, but never told him about it. That's all. Until it was able to come out. And the reason why I came out was because of my best friend. That's the only reason why I came out. And when she gave me my first kiss, that was it. That's when I really came out like, ooh, I like women.
You know what? I'm scared because I'm very open about my life. Friends. And I'm scared that one day I'm going to end up, and I'm not scared I'm going to end up with a woman, but like, I'm like, because I've always been a tomboy too, and I'm an artist. So like if you notice like Picasso, Frida, artists tend to be very free and very sexual people. I'm very open-minded, so I don't judge, whatever. So I'm just like, oh, I wonder if I'm just my soulmate's a woman, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my God, this is another reason why I definitely wanted to have you on the show. So, okay, so you end up being with homegirl, the fling, right? Mm-hmm. And how long does this last for?
About maybe a year.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But does she realize? No, I still like D.
Yeah, well, I already knew she liked D. Okay. I already knew she was bisexual.
So then, at this point now, are you just now starting to date women and you like forget men?
Now I am.
Meaning when you were in this relationship with your man, because you said
I was still bisexual.
Okay, so while y'all two was living together, you were still out in the streets with men and women.
Yep. Sure was. Best friends and all. Quit playing. I'll take your man.
Oh my God.
So true. I'll take your man. Don't sleep on T.
Oh my God. This is crazy.
What? Come on now.
So, okay, so you're going down. At what point were you like, no? Like, I want to make this official. Like, I just want to focus on women.
Well, when my best friend gave me that ultimatum, she was just really like, you need to be happy And she used to tell on Joe all the time. She would be somewhere, see him over here, there, and everywhere. So I already knew. And she was like, "You're just so stupid. You're just so stupid. Why do you want to be with a nigga like that? Why do you want to be a nigga like that?" I'm like, "Listen, it's my daughter's father. You play it out until you can't play it out anymore. Once you gave me that first kiss, that was it. There was no more playing out. So now it's like, okay, now I'm creeping with her while he's running out. So every chance he left, me and her were doing it.
Right. But was he okay with that?
No, he didn't know that.
Because let me tell you this, I've had a situation with me and my guy, and he said, I wouldn't consider you, if I came home and you was with a chick, I wouldn't consider that cheating. And he's like, I'd be okay with that.
Why is that?
I don't know. That's just what he said. He wouldn't consider that being like a problem, me being with a woman. Obviously, he would never want another man. I mean, you have to think about it too. Like, being with a man as a woman, like, they're penetrating, right? They're going inside. With a woman, it's a little bit more different, right? I mean, I don't know. He just said he wouldn't have a problem. Like, he's like he wouldn't look at it like that. So I thought that was interesting that he said that. But so
they say that until something happens.
Until you make a move like I did, yep. I'll take your girl.
I get jealous when guys hit on her. Guys still hit on her. And I get so jealous.
Really?
Jealous.
Yeah.
I will jump out the car and beat his ass. That's how jealous I get.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. So before we get to you, so wait. So now, at what point do you tell your parents now? Like now, do you have, were you scared to really come out because you were scared of what your parents or what your kid would say? Or just even as a mother, how did that conversation even go?
Well, I'll be honest with you. My parents really didn't know until their living day, which they don't know now because my mom was really sick as I was taking care of her on my own journey. So she did accept my best friend, knowing she was my best friend, which was Yogi. And Yogi was around for years. So it wasn't like we were strangers to each other. If she would sleep over, that's perfectly fine. If she would come over, if we would go out or she hung out with the kids all day, it was perfectly fine because she was my best friend. You know what I mean? But after that best friend hour, no one actually knew that we had a connection more than that best friend. And then it just eventually came out. And it came out with me first. I came out and then she came out because she didn't want to come out. How did your
parents take that?
Well, they didn't really judge. I don't really know what anybody really thought because I don't think I took the time to even cared. I know I brought it to my aunt's birthday party and just introduced her, and that was it. She was just my girlfriend. And if they talked behind me, they probably did, and I don't even know. Even now, they just probably say she's weird or something like that because I got a lot of that, but I don't even really know what they really think of me because no one ever really came to my face and was like, Tanya, I think you have X, Y, and Z, and I think you're just going through this phase. No one ever said that to me.
Right.
And I don't think I gave anybody a chance to, maybe because of the way I present myself.
How was your husband in these streets? Was he still defending you, or was he talking shit? How did he handle you being I want to be a woman?
Oh, straight dyke. You're a dyke bitch. That's exactly what he used to call me. You dyke bitch. You're doing this. Where you going on a Saturday? Going out with your girlfriend? Da da da. Yeah, I'm going to P-Town, X, Y, and Z. I was straight called the dyke bitch. That was my name after me leaving him.
Yeah, because think about this. What does that do to a man's ego, knowing that he was with a woman and now he's with and now she's with a woman? I just know this because the father of my child's ex-wife became with a woman. Mm-hmm. And it's fascinating because and a black man too, because their ego and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I can only imagine how God knows how he took that.
Oh yeah, he tried to defend himself, acting like he was big macho, but he couldn't do it with me. It just didn't work with me. But I know with his friends, his friends are like, no, T, you can't do that. You can't do that. What can I do?
Okay, so we're going to get back to your transition process as well. Okay. So now tell us more, Jay, about your journey. So you have a child.
I have a child. She's 18.
Okay, so were you married or boyfriend, girlfriend?
I wasn't married, but he was my boyfriend for a while.
Okay. And growing up, before that boyfriend, did you always have maybe thoughts about women or fantasies? Or
oh yeah,
really?
Oh yeah,
yours is good.
Oh yeah. I was always in denial. I was raised in a Catholic home. Oh, you know how that is.
Yeah.
You're obviously you're not supposed to like the same sex, this, that, and the third.
Right.
But a few of my cousins who are actually my best friends now, still to this day, who support my relationship with this one 100%. Used to be like, thank you. I think you have a thing for girls. And I'm like, no, I don't. You're always talking about their boobs and their butt. And they were so right. I always had a thing for girls. I didn't come out until this one. I met her when I was 21.
Oh, wow. So you guys had known each other for a long time before you started dating. Mm-hmm. All right. So, but you're in this, okay, so you always had a thing for girls, but you're in a relationship with a man.
Oh.
You're having now, let me ask you this. Having sex with your man or with men, were you like repulsed by it almost?
I was repulsed by any man that touched me.
No way.
I would scrub myself after.
So you just felt like you needed to do it for society's sake.
Yes.
And like have a kid, kind of like she said, like, because like how we were raised, man, woman, procreate, blah, 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 right?
Absolutely.
So, but you were repulsed by the thought of it. And the only time you feel like that tingle or that, like, you get moist is if a woman.
And that woman was me thinking about this one.
No way.
Because I met her before my daughter's father.
No way. So you've always had this like attraction.
And I always used to tell him, if I ever leave you, it's going to be for her.
No way. T, you got the juice.
And he confirmed, she can confirm that.
Okay, sis, I see you. T got the juice.
I love it. I love it.
Wow. Okay. So at what point do you decide to go full force with a woman? Like, what happens in your relationship? Do you tell your man, like, fuck you, I like women? Like, how does this... So, do you start dating other women? Are you on apps? Like, how does this even work?
Okay, so I left him. My daughter had been about not even a year yet.
Okay.
I decided to pack my stuff and up and leave. So I up and left. I dated, dibble-dabbled with men, obviously. Went on dates, nothing serious. Until one day I went out. And I get a phone call. And the phone call is this one.
No way.
Well, I'm getting shots from a whole bunch of guys in the nightclub.
No way.
Yeah.
I stopped everything, ran outside, took her call.
No.
Left everybody I went to the club with by herself and went home and continued my conversation with this one.
No way. And what made you call her?
Stalking her on Facebook.
And you just had a vibe, you just had a feeling she liked women?
No, I always knew I had a connection with Jay.
Remember,
from day one.
It was because of her. When I realized I liked girls, it's because of this one.
Okay.
Her mother let me take her home from the club.
My mother introduced me. I was 21. I was a bartender. She comes walking and looking fly as hell. In Kevin's Bar and Grill. Come walking fine. My mom was like, yeah, you're going home with her. I'm like, no, I'm not. This one walked out the club with me.
All those guys.
Nobody saw me for 2 weeks. I was with her.
Drop them. Just drop. Boom.
Pulling the woman off the... Honey, you ain't even going back to work. I got this. You're all saying fuck work.
That's right.
I got this. How much you get paid every day? I got this.
This is what I'm saying.
So we had our little thing going on for a little while. I got scared because I caught feelings. I ran away, and that's when I met my daughter's father.
Oh.
Got pregnant. Years later, she finds me when my daughter was about to turn 10.
Mm-hmm. And when she was out doing her thing, that's when I got married.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Yeah. And I stayed married for, 15 years or something like that? Whatever, 12, I don't even know. 11, 12 years, whatever it is.
So you guys are like, this is like, wow, full circle.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like it's like meant to be because whatever, like they always say, if it's meant to be, it'll come back full force.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. I met her when I was 21. I am 42 now.
Wait, so how long have you guys been dating together now?
Now, literally, almost 9 years.
Oh my God. And you guys are living together and all that?
Living together, engaged. Again.
Honey, you're just like a romantic. I need a ring too. Shit.
No sharing. I don't share.
Don't share with that.
You don't want a sister wife?
No, thank you.
We did that too,
Yeah, we're all set. Yeah, nah, that's damaged goods. I'm good. No,
they introduced
it was ruined for me.
Poly? That's how they introduced
I did. Somebody introduced me to a poly, and I was like, no, thank you.
Wait, let me tell you about this whole poly thing, right? Let me tell y'all fellas something about this poly. You cannot come to me with no poly shit if you don't make 2-3 million more. You got me fucked up if you think you make 100,000 and less, and you think I'm gonna go participate in this poly. Not to mention the bitch that you bring in, she better make more than me. She better look better than me. I better be like, yo, you know what? I see why you want her to be my sister wife. I need to feel like because you know what? I get insulted when I see me and my dude, you know, whatever, and I see some of his bitches that when we take breaks, I get insulted. I'm like, what is this?
What is this?
I'm like, he's with fucking...
Jay, talk to him.
Yeah, like he's with bed bugs.
Talk to him, Jay. Talk to him. How you pull it out?
I get so fucking offended.
You don't want me to go in because I got a lot to say.
You know what I mean? Like, you want me to have a poly relationship, but you know what? I'm not even... And let me tell you why I wouldn't even be against it. I'd rather know if my dude's with somebody and be like, okay, you're with Jane.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I leave the country a lot, you know, because I have a company in another country, right? Mm-hmm. I travel. I'm an artist. Sometimes I need my space. Mm-hmm. I'd rather know, okay, you're with Jane and have peace of mind than you're with fucking everybody else. Okay, that's cool. If I like her, I like her. But she better be about her business, have as much money if not more, and you better be about your shit. You ain't gonna be just giving us dick and bubble gum and that's it. And you better have more money than both of us. Because like that shit is stupid to me. These men right now are trying to have poly relationships without poly money.
I know.
Tone it the fuck down.
And another thing, what they don't understand is there needs to be rules and regulations along with that, because that's the problem. One female could be playing the game right, but the other one could be a sneaky ass bitch and do her dirt on the side. And that's one thing I don't play around, because I will snatch you up, call you out on your shit, and expose you for the bitch who you really are.
And let me tell you, that happened to me. I was dating my ex, right? He used to play in the league, and he was like, wanted to marry me, and she was with homegirl, and he paid for us to go away together in Miami. So we went to live, and she was like a Jehovah's Witness, whatever. So I took her to the strip club, right? You know, and I'm like doing my thing. She's filming me like, oh, and you're with her and da-da-da. And she's like trying to make me look like I'm like the star, right? And then my boys was there, right? And my boys, because they own some like whatever. So you think I'm going to spend my money, our money? It's his money too. No. These dudes that I know are going to make sure I'm spending their money. You should be happy about but she was making it sound like, and so I realized what you said. This bitch was being slimy and making herself sound like shit. And I was like, you know what? This is messy. I don't like it. Like, it can't be any jealousy type of shit either. True. Like, it can't be like things like that, you know?
And I'll tell you, and the way, what you just said is the truth, because my mind does not think like you females' mind. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, I didn't have any rules. I was like, oh shit, I got two. You see what I'm saying?
But it's took for me to point out the obvious and certain things, the bad.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing bad when you're with somebody, because you don't want to do that anyways, especially you're laying next to them, right? You don't want to think they're out there sitting there doing slime on you. And especially ex-wife or whatever she was at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, I didn't think of anything bad. And she would come to me, she's like, nah, Tanya, you need to really do X, Y, and Z. Do you know this one? Do you know this? I'm like, how do you even know that name?
But it's true. There has to be rules and regulations.
Yeah, boundaries.
And that's when I cut it off. I was like, no more.
And let me tell you why. Especially too when finances and our brands, like our businesses are involved. Like, yeah, nobody cares these days if you're whatever you are, right? But you're not just about to come in and see my bank account. You're not about to see my house. I got kids. I got a daughter. Like, there's a lot of protection going on. And we got to protect the kingdom at all costs, the queendom, I should say. And that's why I'm not with this poly shit, because these men don't know how to handle it and don't have real bitches like me, period. Well, like, if you want a poly relationship, that bitch got to be down like me. She got to think like me. She got to be about my life. And she got to make as much money in me, if not more.
And she can't be stuck up your boo's butt 24/7.
Exactly. Not only that, I'm sorry, you need to be as bad as me, and they just ain't coming.
Thank you. Yeah. But when you acting like you're bad as me, but you're looking like a Honda Civic, that ain't no.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Don't be called Porsche and you looking like a Honda Civic.
Because I've been seeing some of the women that I'm like, yo, we took a break and or we're not whatever, and you're with this. Like, it makes I feel like I gotta sage my vagina. I get so upset about it. Like, I want to look at this bitch's picture and be like, ooh, I know why you're with her. And every time I'll see him, or I know he's dating somebody, I get so disgusted. I want to throw up.
Yeah. But can I ask you something? I know it's more, sometimes with the women, it's a lot about appearance, right? And what we look like on the outside. But if that man is moving forward with somebody that doesn't look like a Lamborghini, it only looks like a
Yeah, she
Honda
could be.
Civic.
She could be. She could be.
Whatever.
She could be fulfilling every other thing. Like she could be nurturing.
Right,
she could be
right.
all these things 1,000%. And you know what? I get it. I'm not upset at that. If she's fulfilling your needs and all that, but clearly it's not because you keep coming back to me.
Exactly.
Well, if he keeps coming back and forth, then no, there's a stamp right there.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Bitch gone, I'm in.
Right.
Simple.
This is what I'm saying, but I'm not doing in that anymore.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
So, all right. So, how does your kid? At what point do you break it down to your child and say, "This is what mommy's on"?
So I'm a no filter type of girl.
Okay.
I don't care how old you are. I don't care who you are. You can be my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. I don't care. At the end of the day, I just came out right. Said, Mom used to be in love with this woman named Tanya. She found me and I introduced her, and it's been ever since.
Really?
And my daughter accepted her from day one.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Even wanted to dress like her and everything else.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Looks up to her.
It was blessed. She's just you gotta have
She's very tough.
You
To
gotta have
deal
a
with my
strong
daughter, you
person.
have to have a really tough skin to deal with my daughter.
But
Feel
you
like you're
also
talking
have
about
you got a lot of, you're tough too.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a lot of.
I have no bullshit with me. I don't take
Right.
bullshit. I don't deal with it.
It's
So
not
if I
even
feel
about
like-
taking the bullshit.
No, meaning
though,
like if I
it's
feel you're coming some type of way or even coming with the phoniness, I won't deal with it.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Are you a Libra?
Pisces.
Oh, I'm a Libra too. I don't got time for this shit. Yeah,
But my daughter accepted
probably
her
why I
from
don't have
day
a lot of
one.
friends either.
But my
Me
daughter
neither.
also remembers me
Might
talking
seem
about
like
her
I
as
don't
a
have
young
lot of
girl.
friends. Friends are not what we do. We're friends. We're best friends.
Best friends, literally.
Where everything you want in anybody is just you and I.
So that's another question now I'm going to get into. Do you think that more women now are leaving the traditional relationships with men because they're just feeling like they're getting more, in a sense, best friends out of their relationships with women to women opposed to like men to men? Like, do you feel like you're more fulfilled?
Let me answer this one. I feel like me personally, not because of those reasons, but I feel a woman knows how to treat another woman a lot better than a man can. They know how to be sensitive with their women. They know how to take care of their women. When I tell you, when she takes care of me, whether I'm sick, emotionally, mentally, physically hurt, this woman knows how to care for me. She knows how to bring me back up to 1,000 rather than down to a 0.
Yeah, because it's true. I do feel that way too. Like, I feel like men sometimes miss the whole, like, if I'm like, oh, my stomach, I have my period, they're kind of like, I don't want to deal with you in that time. That's your moment, right? And it's like, that's when I really need you. Like, I need you to rub my stomach. Like, I need you to get me a heating pad or something. And they're just like, nah, you can't give me no vagina. I'm cool. Or something, right? Or if I'm like, the rain, I have like issues with my neck. If I'm like, oh, the rain, whatever. Like, I would want you to be like, how are you feeling today? Like, can I get a massage? Can I give you a massage? Or what did you eat today, right? Like, simple things like that. I feel like men miss it. And that's women are always going to men like, are you okay? How was work today? Did you eat today? And for some reason, men just like miss that reciprocation.
Because they're not nurturers.
Well, it's the whole thing about a man is masculinity. That's what it is. They have to always be that strong one. And being a strong one doesn't mean you can't say I love you. Right. And a lot of men don't know that. I love you doesn't mean, okay, I said I love you to this, but oh shit, I'm in trouble now. Now she's gonna want this, and that. It's not about that. And you have to know what love is too. That's another thing. These guys, a lot of guys like because of what you look like or what you have or what they can do for you at that time.
Or what you can do for them.
Exactly.
Wait, time out. Am I right also to say too, more women are just bossing up more than ever right now.
Yeah.
More women are getting educated. Yep. More women own businesses. More women. It's insane.
It's
I hate to say, and we from Lynn. Yeah. I hate to say it, but Lynn ladies, around the way ladies, listen, stop taking care of these men.
Yeah.
Whether you got Section 8, you guys are housing these men. You guys are co-signing cars for these men. Y'all are taking care of these grown-ass men. And what I'm noticing, too, is so many of these men, and I hate to even say it from Lynn, these men are so damaged. They haven't gotten childhood therapy. And they're dealing with trauma. It's fucked up. These men, it's like, not just Lynn, but I mean, anywhere
just
in the city. In general, men.
The men of the millennium is a lot weaker than a man from the 80s. If you get a man from the 80s, they wanted something in life. They wanted a career. They wanted a family. And when they had that family, you couldn't even step in. If they was in there stepping in wherever they was at, go ahead and mess with their girl. That's just it.
That's when they used to open the car doors for you.
You know what I'm saying? But now you're not going to get that today.
No.
Yeah.
They're too cute. And a lot of them are just so friggin' petty.
Yeah.
These dudes aren't even, like, even when I go out now, they're intimidated by me. I should be intimidated by you, bro.
Thank you. And you know what? I say that too. I say, when I was younger, a lot of women used to hate on me. Now that I'm older, because and women are like, damn, whatever. More women cheer me on. More men are haters on me now as a woman.
Yeah.
It's insane. More men are like, oh, that bitch thinks she all that.
Why?
Or this bitch.
Because they can't get you, that's why.
Get me. Or they lie. Like, say if I did go on one date, oh yeah, I hit it. Like, you know, any which way.
What do you call that? Lie on your D.
A lot of men, yo,
they gotta need a lie detector, I do.
Listen, I can say hi to a man on the street, and that motherfucker will say he fucked me.
See?
Like, this is why I don't even try to, and that's why I've been called, quote, unquote, to and Lynn, like, that bitch thinks she bougie or thinks she all that. Because I don't want to talk to you because I don't want the wrong thing. I don't want you to thank you. Because it's like,
Lynn's only so big. You say one word and they twist it. And it travels all
through. It's insane. It's like, nah, it's cool. Okay,
it's so true.
So, T, let me ask you this then. So, congratulations, you are transitioning, right? Correct?
Yes.
And when I say transitioning, you're transitioning from a woman to a male, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Let me ask you this serious question, though. Being because you're Black, African American, whatever, how do you think, and you're already, gay, lesbian, whatever, don't you think that your journey and how you get treated now, quote, as a Black man, aren't you scared a little bit more of, because, and again, maybe I'm wrong, I'm not a Black man, but I just feel from what I know from a lot of just even from the father of my child, driving and how the police look, just anything, like, aren't you scared a little bit more, or do you feel like it's going to be more beneficial for you to become a man? Like, why take that extra step? And how will you feel like, are you scared of how the society will treat you as a man now?
Yeah, no, I'm not afraid of anything. That's one thing. That's a rule of my own book.
Yep.
Is there people like me? Yes, are very afraid to walk and talk and do certain things because of their family, their friends, or their work. I didn't have that. I don't have that experience because, first of all, I'm my own business owner. I carry myself so strong that I don't give anybody a chance. And even with family, friends, or whoever it is, I don't care if you're doctor, police, or whatever, I fear nobody. So I want the same respect as you would give your mother or your grandmother or anything else. Like I always say, please and thank you is a lot for me. If you know how to use it, you got me. Wow. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't got that, you ain't got me.
Right.
That's just what it is. And if my pronouns, it's not something where I'm so aggressive with, because I'm not, because I am a mom, I'm Nana, and I have a daughter, and I am a dad. So where can I really put those pronouns? Like I am he. I can't do that because I fit a lot of shoes. And to fit a lot of shoes, you got to play that role, fit in those shoes. It ain't something that's a game here. Wow. This is real talk.
Wow.
When my daughter calls me mom, it's that conversation. I need to reverse. I'm her mom.
Wow.
When my son calls me dad, yes, baby, what can daddy do for you?
But in a sense, let's be real, a lot of single mothers are mom and dad.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, I had to do some dad shit with my daughter. Like, I remember when she was lying to me about some dude, I had to pull up to his house, right? Now, that's something her father should have done, but her father wasn't in her life like that, right? So I should have called him like, yo, you better pull up to this home. But I had to do it. I had to be the man, right? And I had to do man shit that I didn't really want to do. So a lot of single mothers, there's no balance. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we got to do man and woman shit. You know, so, okay, so this is another thing. Okay, so pronouns. I'm not really a fan. I'm not going to lie. I'm just like, listen, I don't care, like, unless you are transitioning into a person. But, like, I'm not calling you he, they, there, and them. I don't, first of all, English is not even my first language. I'm not even doing fucking verbs. I don't know the difference between how many theirs are in English. Like, what the fuck, dog? Like, you know,
A through Z.
Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm not from this country. English sucks for me. Now you want me to call you like a figure? Not even a thing? Like, I'm like, this is insane to me. I'm like, just what did your mama name you? That's all I care about.
But I'm going to tell you, you can say you can say that. You can say that. We can laugh about that right now, but I'm going to tell you, there's some real shit on that. I ain't even going to front on that. When you hear somebody say that and mean it, hello, my name is Sarah, she, his, and him. Respect that. And the only reason why I say that is only because I live this life. And one thing I always say to everybody, please and thank you. Just think of those.
Yeah.
If you give somebody something, what are you going to say?
Thank you.
Okay, it's the same thing. I'm introducing myself. My name is she, his, and him, or whatever it is. You just listen to that and be like, okay, thank you. What would you like me to call you? Don't say what your mama called you, because they might not even like their mother or their they've been raised with a grandmother or whatever.
That's true.
That's why I always say that is a real big factor. I know a lot of people be like, oh, she thinks she's this or he thinks he's that. If they think that, that is a respect for them and for you to respect what they think they are. Because they might think, oh, look at this girl. She thinks she's all that because she's rocking some leather on her feet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's the same thing.
Yep.
So on that note right there, we got to always listen before we sit there and be like, you know what I'm saying? Because we're all biracial. We all come from different diversities, right? There's more Latinos that are gay than more than blacks that are gay. You know what I mean? It goes around all around. Whites are this and this one's this. You go to these prides and stuff, look at the diversity there. Well, you see majority is Caucasian. Do you see what I'm saying? And you see a couple spanks of us in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But
thank you for that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, because you helped me just even now. What I was saying to you just opened my, I don't want to say ignorance, but in a sense just opened my mind up to receiving what you're saying. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. And that's why I wanted to ask you that question as well, because I'm like, I'm like, I already forget people's names, and now you want me to know like 7 different things. I'm like, this is a lot for me right now. You know, so it's like,
right, it is. Even for me, even when I have to introduce myself, I can forget that pronoun stuff because I just know who I am in heart. T.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this: you're transitioning. You recently, and congratulations, you're very brave. You showed on Facebook that you removed your breasts, right? Now, are you going to go do the penis? Are you going to do therapy? Are you going to do for your voice? Like, how full in it are you going to get into this transitioning thing?
Let me tell you one thing. I like all of what a female delivers. That's why I love females.
So you're not going to get a penis?
I am not getting a penis because I like the way my shit vibrates. It feels good. I'm not fucking with that. And I don't need to clear my throat and talk about because of me for me to sound like.
And you're not going to get a beard?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I like all. This is me.
Only thing. So then what was the point of you removing your breasts?
The breast made me feel like I was too much of a female. So my masculinity that always kicks in and how I carry myself, as you guys know, for the last years, this is the way I dress, this is the way I walk, this is the way I talk. These were my way, you know, just like some people get boobs or a butt because those things are in their way, right? I just got rid of the shit I didn't like, and that was just my chest. And then it just came. I had long dreads in my hair. Then the dreads came off. Once the dreads came off, it means my brain's working now, bitch. Come and find me, right? You couldn't tell me anything. Especially when one of you call me like, hey, sir. Oh my gosh. Yes, I love you.
Well, I got my breast done because I needed my 40-year-old tune-up. You know what I mean? I get it, though. I get it.
So, you get what you pay for. You want it or you don't. In society, we can buy it, we can kick it.
Okay, wait. So let me ask you this. Insurance-wise, did the insurance pay for it?
Some of it.
Really?
Yeah. And some of it, it's a lot of work. This is a 5-year journey.
No way.
Yes, it is. This is 5 years.
So anybody out there, if you guys want to transition, okay, do you have a therapist? Like, how does this work? Like, do you have to see somebody?
Yes, you do.
Counselor? You have to really... Okay. Now that both of you guys are mothers, this is something I'm big on. And I know that in LA, it's legal, which I'm so against. But then again, you guys can give me your point. I don't think that children who are 13, 14 should be able to make these decisions in LA. They can really go against their parents and say, like, they can say, hey, I don't want my breast. I don't want my penis. Like, they can really do that at that age and start hormone therapy, even against their parents' will. What's your perspective? I'm biased. I'm not going to front. I'm still learning that whole part of this LGBTQ of somebody who's age 3 and 4. We're going to not even go to 13. We're going to 3 and 4. And 3 and 4 even know that, Mom, I do not want those. I want this. I don't want to play with cars. I want that doll.
Mom, I want my nails done just like you. I like makeup. You know, me being a mom and a dad, I can side with you, but me having my own boy, it's troublesome for me. If my son right now sits there and wants to put on her eyelashes and her lipstick,
Because he watches me so much doing my
and
makeup.
he loves it. He loves it. He'll sit there and squeeze his cheeks up. And I'm like, no, dude, this is not what you're going to do. Here I am. That's being biased. You see what I'm saying? But this is my role as his dad. I'm not going any which way until you really know how to make your decisions, because this ain't a game. And I'm not going to sit here and play toys with you because this is something you see mom doing. But mom allows it is because she's caring, she's nurturing, she just is there. And he's not saying, Mom, I want to do this. He's just liking what he sees, observing the scenery.
Yeah, as a mother, obviously, like, and my daughter, just so you know, she played basketball at a very high level. She went to Tilton.
I know how she was.
And she played it, and the lesbian culture was a very big thing in basketball, girls basketball, and she felt very she said, Mom, even if I wanted to say try being a lesbian, it got kind of taken away from her because it was so like in your face.
Okay.
That she felt uncomfortable even in the locker room, right? Because it was like, because it was just so much, and it was it's almost like a pressure, like in order to be a really great female basketball player, you have to be a lesbian, right?
Wow.
But as a mother and just as a parent, I think for me, and just seeing that my daughter's 24 and she's about to be 25, that's me. Mm-hmm. Just seeing that, I know the brain doesn't fully develop. And just even think you now, being in your, wait, how old are you, 40s or 50s?
I'm 51.
That you just now came to that realization. So my thing to me is like, I just would have a very hard time seeing a little boy, a little kid, or even someone before they're 25 making such a huge, massive decision to remove their penis or to like, you know, their breast or things like that. And like, that's just such a big, holy shit, gangster like movement that I really also too, like, let me ask you this. Do you feel like in that trans or just the LGBT, do you feel like there's a lot of mental illness that comes with that?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of it. It's a lot. Believe it or not, I can't give you the percentage, but a majority of the LGBTQ were touched. I wasn't one.
Oh, abused.
Abused. Touched and abused. That's the biggest thing. Either they were molested by their loved ones or father, whatever that happened to them, they were touched.
So let me ask you this, and I'm so happy that you're bringing this up, because I've often wondered, I was sexually abused when I was younger. I'll be honest with you guys about that's one of the reasons why I was given up. My mother was trying to save my life, right? And I was brutally, like, just beaten, just brutally assaulted. Like, I would see him rape my mother. He would do things to me. He'd make us watch each other when we're, know, fucked up shit, right?
Wow.
So sometimes when I have sex, too, when I was younger, I used to like to get, like, really abused while during sex. And I knew, I'm like, this is triggering, like, whatever. But I often wondered, too, was my sexuality, because my innocence was taken so young, I often wondered, like, because I'm so uninhibited, right? And I've been very honest about this, too. When I had Chanel, my adopted parents kicked me out when I had Chanel. Like, I know you had my father in school, and my dad was a great teacher, but I wasn't an easy kid either, because I came for a lot of trauma. I think they thought they were going to adopt, like, a kumbaya kid, and I was not a kumbaya kid.
That is so funny.
Like, holy shit, this bitch is some shit right here. He was like, I can teach kids, but this is a lot right here. This is a different kid.
And he was so cute when he came in, though.
Right, this is a demon child. Like, holy shit. But my point is, so I had to do things by any means necessary. So I danced in the clubs too, right? And I never I was so uninhibited. I was so free with my body or just sexually, because I feel like that innocence of me got taken away, you know?
Makes sense.
So I often wonder too, like, am I so open-minded sexually? Because I have friends who come from, like, say, a Muslim background or a very Catholic background, and they're very, you know, just very like, oh my God, you know, like, and I'm just so like, I've been with women. I don't think nothing of it, right? And so I wonder, and it's interesting that you said that, like, so do you think because a lot of kids have been abused that their sexuality, like their coding gets like something happens?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna actually let Jay speak on that.
No,
Just
don't.
I just want you to speak on it, like as far as like how do you feel about somebody being for someone to take their body from them?
Well, speaking from experience, I was sexually assaulted as a child several times. That was a big
why you didn't like to be touched by men.
Yes, that was a big
it
reason.
made you cringe, yeah.
I cringed. I would want to scrub myself with a Brillo pad. Like, that's how bad I would cringe. And steam in hot water.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Until I bled.
And you know what's fascinating? I have a friend recently. God, like, mind you, this guy had a multi-million-dollar chiropractic office, okay? He had, I always begged him, please don't get married, have a child. He always had a drug issue, and I found out that he got touched by his baseball coach when he was younger.
Mm.
And he said that, I'll never forget, he said to me, he said, V, he goes, I felt so ashamed, but part of me liked it.
Mm.
So he goes, I don't know if I liked it because I just felt like I needed to like it. So then what would happen was he started doing drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he started, that's when he would get trans or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell him, like, you need to just be honest with these women and let them know that you're bisexual. I'm like, people don't care anymore. I'm like, I'm sure you could still find a wife and say, hey, but I noticed too, in my journey of, abuse and what I've been through in my self-introspection and speaking to others, because unfortunately it's sad, we're living in a society where a lot of young children have been physically or sexually abused. It's fucked up, whether it's by family members, cousins, or babysitters. Whatever. It's really fucked up, right? But I noticed too, for some reason, when boys get abused by men or get sexually abused, they're really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, they're so fucked up. Like, we're fucked. I know I'm fucked up. Listen, I'll tell any man, listen, honey, I look good. God made me a pretty package, but there's some shit inside of me.
Toxic like a motherfucker.
Like, listen, I got some shit. God said, listen, I'm going to put you through some shit, but I'm going to give you this package, okay?
Yeah,
and I say, listen, I got some shit, but I'm able to maintain. I'm still able to be a mother. I'm still able to run a business. I'm still, but obviously there's a reason why I'm not married. Like, I got my issues.
It's hard.
I know that
it's
about
hard.
me.
You have those breaks. I don't give a fuck if you married and no married with all the trauma that you have, because everybody goes through PTSD. First of all, if you were on those streets from the age of 13, 14 years old, raising yourself, you got trauma.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what it is. For men, woman, or whatever it is, if you weren't raped or you was just willingly being touched because this is who you wanted at that time for someone to protect you, right? Because everybody that thought they needed to protect you needed to slip in you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and it does feel good. Women like pleasure.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
But I just noticed men, when they get abused, they can't, it's so interesting how there's so much, they never really get out of it, like how women are somehow able to
move along.
That's why a lot of them are on the DL, is because they were abused as children, but they don't know how to come out.
They can't, though.
They don't. Exactly.
Yeah,
so
can't.
a lot of men on the DL.
And I'm not going to kid you not, a lot of people are like that today.
Yes.
Today, for me to be in a heterosexual relationship, and I tell my girl this all the time, I would probably end up killing somebody. And that's no lie, because I already know what the feeling is. That feeling is something you can't give them, and there's a feeling you can't give them, and nobody can give them. They only have that one feeling. And you can be as masculine as you want. There's only one feeling, and that feeling is like saying if you're taking your first hit of coke. That's exactly what that feeling is, and you're not going to want to go back, and you need that hidden story.
Yeah.
Wow,
it's so fascinating. Okay, so now let's talk about this book real quick that you gave me. So you wrote Try Kindness, A Caregiver's Guide to Inner Peace and Love and Service, written by Sally Vale, assisted by Ellen Epstein and Tanya Nash. Are you related to Anthony Nash?
Yeah, my cousin.
That's my boy!
Oh, that's my cousin.
That's my boy.
You don't like that. Yeah, no, he's mine.
Oh, you went to classical too?
Hell yeah, I did classical. Yeah. Oh my God, thank
LVT
you.
right here, LVT. I got you.
Oh my God. And I went to the classical. We both went to the classical.
What year you graduate?
99.
It was 2000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is funny.
Wait, so I saw you in the hallways probably.
You probably know my brother, Malvin. My
Melvin Satterwhite.
Melvin Satterwhite, Michael Satterwhite.
Yeah.
Those are my two brothers. I'm the oldest.
You be like, I met up with Sylvia with Via.
They're gonna be like, wait, for real?
Yeah.
Like,
And you ask about me in high school, they'll be like, damn. And because I was dating Lex at the time. And that was...
That's okay.
And that went the talk of the talk.
That went viral.
And let me tell you why. Hold on. Let me tell you why. Back to my adopted parents were like, bitch, we can't handle you. So they kicked me out. They adopted me at 8. And they were like, you're a lot. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The Omen child. Get out, right? So, but I always give homage to Lex. Lex found me, because he had my father too.
Mm-hmm.
And Lex was older. I was only 14, actually. I was only 14. And
that's funny.
And I was on the streets, like living. I was on the streets, like from place to place. And I'll never forget everybody in Lynn who took me in. Thank you. And I remember Lex saw me, and he was like, I was like, oh yeah. And I pretended I was going somewhere. And he's like, I don't think you. And then he's like, wait. He was like, are you Mr. Leary's daughter? And I was like, yeah. He called him on the payphone and was like, listen, I'm going to take your daughter home. He was like, because I'm going to, like, I don't know what's going on over here. Mm-hmm. And then after I stayed there, he was like, he called again and was like, I want permission to date her. And yeah, and that was dope because he was 20 something years old. Remember you said that was like, for me, I was only 14,
we just
15.
knew it wasn't, we just knew it was Mr. Leary's daughter. We didn't know no age, but we just knew it was Mr. Leary's daughter.
And I was young.
Yeah.
I was young. And
but
he was
loved, and he was a very respectful dude.
Yeah, who?
Lex.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, man.
And that was and I tell everybody all the time, I'm so grateful because at that time, I mean, I had pimps, I had everybody trying to get at me, right? And he came and I always say he's like a guardian angel. And he was like, listen, I'm going to school at BU. I play football. You're going to need to go back to school. He got me back to school. And I remember I would stay with him at BU. He would drive me sometimes before to drop me off. And so back to high school, no dudes in high school could talk to me because they're like, man, she dated Lex. Like, man, she ain't never going to talk to us, you know? And he was a man. He was the most popular. He was pulling up with smart, the cars, popular, smart. And I remember too the bitches that trying to get at me and fighting me, and I'm like, yo, I'm about this life, so like, don't get it fucked up. I will fight.
I know that's right, girl.
You know what I mean? And then the payphone, everybody know, don't fuck with the payphone. Yo, he would always call me. He would always call me. They were like, man, this bitch is always on the payphone too, right? And like, yo, like, I'm telling you, but I have nothing. And I remember though, I broke up with him, and I'll tell you why. He was like the Black Brady Bunch, his family. You know how close they all are.
Yes, they are.
And I love Puddin', I love you, Bruno, I love you, I love his family, I love them.
They are.
And I remember being so fucked up, and I'd be like, you don't get it. You're like the fucking Black Brady Bunch, right? Because they're
they were perfect.
He was goody. He was like, I'm in college, and I'm fucked up, right? And then like, he was so great and such a person. He was an awesome person, and he was so probably the best thing probably for me, right? But he just had such a great balanced life and came from a mom and dad, and I was just like psychotic, right? And like, I fucked up, right? I did. And it's just like, but I couldn't handle someone that was just so like, so what I do is I'd always run to someone I could trauma bond with. I'm like, wait, did you have a fucked up childhood? Oh, we're in love now.
Right.
Instead of having a man or whatever, someone that's like, no, I had a really great childhood and no, none of these things, you know? So it's like, it's sad.
No, that's what we run to though. We might run to it's like the party. It's like entertainment. Toxic. Yeah, that's exactly right. Now that you're older, you're like, oh shit, right?
And I'm really trying to grow out of that because I'm really, and like, I realize too, like, I'm dealing with someone, I tell him, you trigger my abandonment issues. I'm like, and because I noticed that about me, I'm like, it's, you know, I'm like, you'll make me want to catch a case. And I don't want to get like that.
That's real shit.
That's real shit.
Wow.
You know, because I done already pulled up on a bitch on that's I'm gay.
Well, then there you go.
And I'm like, what am I doing? I own companies. Like, what am I doing right now? But like, do you know what I'm saying?
It's a trigger for you.
It is for me. And and now that I know that, I'm still trying. And it's sad because even though I'm older, I'm in my 40s, letting go of your inner child is one of the hardest things.
It's so true.
Like, just to try to heal that inner, because that little inner child's like Chucky, like, I want to play, bitch.
It's the truth. Even if it was like, okay, I just want to run. I just want to be free. I want to do this. Or this child here, because I didn't have that. I had all of what I needed to make myself happy and always had a relationship. Yeah. So never had that problem. But I didn't have what I really wanted. Don't know my first cake. I wanted to play with certain toys. I was all neglected from all that. My brothers and them got all that shit. Mm-hmm. So now that I'm raising my own kids, it's like, I want to play with cars now. I want to play with the remotes now. So I want to go sledding. I'm reliving my own childhood through my own kids.
So wait, what type of business do you have, T?
Home care.
Like, you go in and take care of elderly people?
I take care of seniors, yes.
Just you, or you have like a whole staff?
Well, I had a whole staff before COVID, and then once COVID hit, it was just got a little more expensive for the insurance. So right now, at this time, it's just me and Jay and whoever else I'm running the business with at that time. So I'm more like a referral, but still owned. So I've been employed from when did I do it? 2017.
So you have your own business, and this is what you do it.
This is what I do every day.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, truly blessed.
I love working for myself. Okay, so back to this book. Tell me. I wrote a book as well. It hasn't published yet. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but. Tell me about this book before. Actually, let me see. I'm gonna pick something from it and read it. Let's see.
Yes, I love that.
Let me see. Practice letting go. All right, so here we go. She says, as I trust the life of unfolding perfectly, I can now let go of all the fear and doubt and self-imposed constraint. I know letting go ensures me internal peace, happiness, and freedom. I free myself forever. I stop more into my own deep reservoir of self-love. The practice of letting go is helpful in any respect of life, but most especially with caring for aging parent. It's one of the best ways to learn about yourself, to trust, to have faith, and be fully in the moment so you can be refreshed and ready to serve. What does this mean right here?
So when they're saying letting go of yourself and your inner part of you, so a lot of us have this thing where we need to be a certain way. So when we care for our parents, so say if your parent is now, your parent has Alzheimer's, okay? Your parent doesn't want to wash, doesn't want to shower anymore, doesn't want to do certain things, but you're very, what do they say, like routine? You're not routine when you're very adamant about getting her showered or making her do things that she doesn't want to do. That's just something, that's letting go. If your mom or whoever it is doesn't feel like showering or something, let that part go and learn how to love her in a different sense of her. Either.
I mean, so this can be even to your children.
To your children, too. You have to let go. Yes, okay. Anybody.
So this book is, in what aspect or subject matter is this book for? Is this for mothers? Is this for death? Dealing with, like, what, and what aspect?
I think just reading this book, it was aimed for the seniors, but I think everybody can get something out of it because all of us are going to have somebody we need to love. Mm-hmm. We're going to have somebody we need to care for. If it's a child or animal, it doesn't make a difference, but you just got to know how to let go, how to love the person that you're loving unconditionally. Mm. Doesn't matter if the person, your husband, wife, doesn't make a difference. If you love that person unconditionally, that person doesn't want to change that depend for a whole month, let them stay in it. But learn how to love them another way.
I'm not going to lie. Again, back to me, like the abandonment issue in me, I know it's fucked up. I'm the type of person where if I really do love somebody, but it's hurting me to love that person, I'll never talk to them again. Mm-hmm. And someone's like, that's fucked up. Like, if you really love them, you should still be able to be their friends. And I can't do it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, leave me alone forever and that's it. And like, block like everything. And
that just goes with the saying, if you love someone, you got to let them go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is I admire people who can be like, okay, I love you, but you're not for me, and can still be like, happy birthday, Merry Christmas. I can't do it. I'm like, it's like almost like.
That's a practice, that another thing that you have to practice with, and that's with anybody. Even for my own child, I still have to keep that in mind that, listen, you can do whatever you want to do, but regardless, I still have your back. Do you see what I'm saying? Even
I mean, I'm like that with my kid, but with these men, fuck you.
Well, it all depends on like it all depends. Girl. It all depends. I mean, you're not gonna do it for everybody that you're with, but I mean, if you have history with somebody and you really are into that person and you gave your all, because it's not just like, okay, we went on this date. This is something you're giving. You're giving up your body. You're giving up your time. You're giving up your house. You're giving up your family. They know you.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you can try to fix it before they either get sick or come home and be like, oh, you know what? I have tomorrow to live. How are you gonna really feel?
Yeah.
And I've seen that. Oh no, now the person's gone. Now they're saying, oh man, I wish I didn't argue with him last week. I wish I would have told him this last week. Now you can't tell him anything. That's something else you're gonna live with and more therapy for yourself, because now you gotta come with closure. Where you gonna get it from? You're not gonna get no answers.
Right.
Again, you gotta work on you again. So my whole thing about all of this, either with the LGBTQ, love at first senior, or anything like that, you must know who you are first. If you're confident and comfortable with who you are, then you can be comfortable with the next person.
Yeah.
But if you don't know that, you know it's going to be very hard.
That's true.
Because the challenge is always, what if this is what you like, but that's probably not what he likes. And there's a lot of stuff that she does I don't like, but it's something I have to get used to. I'll work around it. You know, someone who got OCD, and it's a whole different life. I can sit there and scream and yell all day long, but it's not going to do me any good. What it does is just...
So you'll be like this. Look at my book.
No, what I do is I just walk away or shut down.
Yeah.
And because there's no point going back and forth with someone with OCD.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because what happens is they keep going and going and going. They don't stop.
Yeah, it's true.
So you just, best bet is to go for a walk or just shut your mouth and let them just talk their shit.
You got to find your way.
Or you just get a maid.
Yeah.
No, see, so you can't get a maid, girl. We ain't got no money.
I don't want no to my house, cleaning my house, or cooking my baby no food. I'll do all that.
Oh, because if she's cute, you already know.
I'm cutting a bit.
You'll be calling.
Back in the maid.
Not even that. She'll be running scared.
On my end.
She'll be running scared. She don't want that life.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess so where do you think, so I guess back to like my question, so do you think that more women is like, so do you think that more women back in the day were just scared to come out, and what we're seeing now is just more so like because it's so accepted and women are just deciding to be free? Or do you really think women are just like sick of men's shit?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's just the men's shit.
The men's shit, yeah.
The cheating, the lies, the confusion, just the inconsistencies, all of that. It just doesn't make any sense.
Honey, you're talking about me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
So you think that women, like, even if they weren't bi-curious, bisexual, just now they're like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Like, I'm just going to be with a... Like,
whatever makes you happy.
Whatever makes you happy. Yeah, that's just what it comes down to.
Again, you need to be happy.
What's life without happiness? To be honest with you, what is life without happiness?
But you know what? And that's another thing. Like, this whole stigma, too, of, like, who's to say you have to be married and you have to be this? Like you said, whatever makes you happy. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
true.
Okay, that's cool. So where do you guys see, like, so how would you feel about now your kids coming to you and like, and saying, hey, do you feel like because you guys were with men and now you're women that you kind of opened up Pandora's box and like you made your kids be more curious about sexuality?
I have, yes. I have. Especially with my own. Yes, I have. And when I told her at the age of 10, she cried. My mother's gay. Now she's 33. Wow, Mom. God bless you. She's on the truth. I like both. Okay.
Oh, your daughter now says she likes both.
She likes both.
My daughter, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's 18, but I think she's always liked girls because she never had a thing for boys, really. She had a crush on one boy.
So do you think it's a genetic thing?
No, I just think it's I don't think it's genetic. I just think of the way being raised. It's just like when you're raised in a certain household. If you're raised in a Christian household or a Jehovah.
So back to, and I'm going to speak on this. I'm adopted. And I was adopted by 2 white people from another country. And you know my peoples. My peoples are great peoples. I'm not going to take that shit was still gangster and hard as fuck. I can't imagine being adopted by 2 lesbian women or 2 gay men. Like, I think that really would have took
We're
me.
fun.
I'm sure. What I'm just saying
I
is,
know.
I just think that would have taken my mind to a whole, because I'm a
It
kid,
would, yeah.
right? So I'm just like, holy shit. So like, my thing is even too, like, I know that like a lot of like, you know, gay men want to adopt, say, a daughter or say adopt a boy or whatever. And yes, kids deserve, because there's so much abuse, so much poverty, so much drug addiction. So it's fucked up because kids need good homes, right? But it's like, I don't think sometimes we really think about how it affects this young adoptee's mental state.
Wow.
That makes
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
See what
And
I'm
you know
saying?
what? I've never really thought about that.
Me
I
neither.
always gave a congratulations. Wow, 2 men are actually adopting this little boy. But the figuration is, what is that little boy? What is that little boy gonna think of? Is that what he really wants?
This is
He
what
might
I'm
not
saying.
want that.
And
then you feel, then the trauma comes in.
that's what I'm trying to say. And let me
so
tell you
that's
this.
a good one.
And let me just tell you this. I remember being adopted and coming here and everyone saying to me, oh, aren't you so lucky? Aren't you so blessed? Like, wow, like everybody putting their feelings on me and no one ever asking me how I felt.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I'm just thinking, imagine if I was
Wow.
adopted by 2, say, lesbian or two gay men.
You have to accept that.
And I have no choice. I'm a little kid, so no one's giving me a choice.
That's
you know,
right.
and now everybody's pinning this on me. And now, so and just think about this. Even when I went to school, they're like, kids were like, why is this woman white? Who is she? Like, I always had to explain myself. Why is your dad this? Why is it that? You know. So imagine now I got 2 men picking me up, or 2. Like, so I don't think we're putting. I don't think and I don't think we're thinking enough about the child's welfare, because once again, we're thinking about what the adult wants, and to fulfill the own adult's needs to be a parent,
because we can afford it, we can do it, we want it, but we don't thinking about their
how that's
mind,
going to affect
exactly
their
how it's
mental,
going to.
emotional.
That's why some kid says, I didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
It's so true. That is a good topic.
See what I'm saying?
Wow.
And just being adopted, I can tell you my trials and my tribulations. Again, I come from amazing. God bless my mother and father. I done put them through some gangster shit, and you know what I mean. My father, God rest his soul, he passed away. But like, and you know, my mom, like, and I know I traumatized my mom between me and my sister, right? But like, what do you expect? You're getting human beings that have their own emotions and stuff. So they're going to speak their own things and they're going to have their own truth. Yeah. And I just think that I guess what I want is the LGBT community just to be a little bit more mindful of adopting children. And because like at one time, me and my adopted mother got into a fight, and you know, because I always denied her. I'm like, you're not my mother. You'd never be my mother. And that hurt her, right? Because she was trying.
Exactly.
And I said to her, and I remember when she's like, I wish I never adopted you and blah, blah, blah. And I said, listen, she's like, if I didn't adopt you, you would be dead or something. I said, listen, don't make it sound like you did something to save me. I said, you couldn't have children, so you did it to fulfill your own need as a woman, because you couldn't have kids, so you used me. And
because
when
you had the means to
that's
do
what I
it.
said. I said, don't ever get it fucked up like you came and saved me. No, you needed to save yourself.
Right.
And you did it. I go, so don't make it act like you're this great Samaritan, right? So I just want the LGBT community to be a little bit more mindful when adopting children or thinking about it. Like, because yes, I'm not going to take it away. It is a great, and I only say this because I belong to this adoptee with Guatemalan roots. And there are some adopted Guatemalans that were adopted by, say, 2 women or 2 men. And they're like, I mean, first of all, if you're adopted, we're all kind of fucked up anyway, because you got to come to the realization that like my mom or my dad didn't want me and like whatever.
And can I just stop you there, right there? How do you feel now that's how your life was, that your mom and dad gave you up?
Well, I know my life. So my dad was murdered when I was little, so I didn't know my biological father. My stepfather was a monster, like I told you. He was very abusive. And my mother saved my life. I love my biological mother. I am. And because I do business in Guatemala and I go back all the time and see the poverty still and see how women haven't progressed, because my mother couldn't read and write. I feel, even though my journey was hard, I feel I know I'm guided by God. I'm guided by something so much greater. And even though the journey was hard, the transition was hard, English isn't my first language. Just the environment, you know what I mean? I'm used to palm trees and I'm just used to a different type of setting. Everything was different. But I am so grateful. And not only that too, because I became a mother and I have my daughter and I've made my own life and adoption is just part of my journey, right?
Exactly.
So just like you being, LGBT, that's part of your journey, or a mother or a father, these are all different. Doesn't make you you're not one or the other, right? But I specifically want white parents to be mindful of adopting children of color from another country. And I specifically want the LGBT community to be mindful adopting children because we're fucked up.
Yeah. And the thing about that too is I really never thought about that is you got these little infants, okay? Yes, you were helping them out, but you're not even helping. You're not actually helping that infant out. You're actually helping a business out. So what's the difference of that person, of you or anybody else is taking it? Here goes a kid for you.
Yeah.
We're made as, everything's a business. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, let me tell you something. When we were learning about, in history, the slave, I got kicked out of class because I said, my parents bought me. I'm a slave. That's my child mind, how I equated, because I know that they bought me.
Right.
I'm
it's true.
I'm my parents paid 60 racks for me, and this was in the 80s. But honey, I've always been, you got to pay me to show up. I don't want
you still got the mindset.
You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for me, honey.
Listen, that's how we were bought.
So I've always been expensive. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel too. What do I say as a CNA?
Right? You want me to show up for this dinner, honey? What are you paying me?
Exactly. You were bought, so you still got it.
So what I'm just saying though, but that's how my little mind, I'm like, because you're learning about the slave trade and how they bought, and I was like, I was bought. My parents are white. She was like, out of the class. And I remember her calling my dad, because remember my dad, because you had him, he was a history major.
Yes, he was.
And he was like, well, I understand, because he's a teacher. He's like, I understand what she was saying, where she comes from. He's like, but and he was like, listen, so you can't just say, and I'm like, but you told me never to lie. But imagine my little mind, you don't know, you know what I mean? So it's just but so imagine, I'm still trying to figure all this adoption, all this weirdness going on. And again, just think about I wish we could have more conversations moving forward. I would love to have, if you're out there and you're a part of the LGBT and you adopted, I would love to have you on my show because I think that you should get some self-introspection from an adoptee, and not so self-introspection if that's you yourself. You should get some introspection from me to just because I think we should have more conversations.
We only think one way. That's so true. And it's only society's way. It's not the human way.
And no one ever thinks about the kid.
Exactly.
No one ever asks about the kid.
And that's why they say what they say. I didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
That's their first word.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
Right? So
you don't give them choices.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so what would you guys tell any okay, so let me ask you this before I ask that question. If you think you weren't abused by men when you were younger, do you think that you still would have turned out to be a lesbian?
Honestly, yes. 1,000%.
Okay.
1,000%. Just from my first interaction with her over a decade ago.
Okay.
I definitely was turned on by her and all.
Okay.
And even after all those years,
tease the shit out.
Even after all those years of me actually looking for her until she reached out to me, I've always been in love with this woman. I never fell out of love with her.
Oh, I do have a question. Wait, we're going to get into it a little bit.
But
wait. Do you guys still like penetration? So you guys use this dildo thing?
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've always been fascinated about that because I don't do sex toys, right? Because I am an artist. I am creative, but I'm such a real, the thought of me having some fake battery operated thing inside of me. I can't get it out of my mind.
That was me at the beginning.
The robot.
I'm
that was me at the beginning.
She's you can't can't touch me with that bullet. I said, nah,
I
let's
said, you
try
ain't
it.
touching me with that.
You ain't touching. Yes, I am.
I was like, okay.
But it's like something, again, it's the way our minds work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And another thing, we have to, again, you're an artist and I'm a woman, right? And I think like a man. So my thing is like, I got to feel like that, but with my parts, right? So now you got to be more creative.
Okay, so when you put a strap on, does it stimulate your clitoris while you're hitting it? How do you get off on it? Or do you get off on making her off?
Well, I get off on making her off, but I also do stimulate myself. Yes,
it does.
I do. Yeah, I have to. That's the only way to make me have that full affection. I have to stimulate myself because that's what's going to make the aggression go a little
So
bit.
when you put a strap on, does it have like a vibrator to your clit?
Yeah, sometimes.
This
This goes unknown. That's why there's no penises, nothing. Mine's worked very well. Nothing's going there besides that. And I'll tell you, don't go for the $100 toy. Go for that bullet. Your best friend.
Amazon.
Amazon.
All right,
Get a couple of them.
pick a card from here anywhere and read it out loud, and then we'll answer it.
All right. Oh boy. How has your childhood or upbringing shaped your sexuality?
We just talked about that.
did.
I feel like
Get another one.
All right. I'll take from Ray. Oh, I can't even reach. Hold on. Here we go. Here you go.
You know, I have my eyes. What's sometime?
No, what's something?
I can just read it.
What's something? I can't even see.
I got it. What's something frivolous that you don't mind spending your money on?
Oh, this one.
You talking about me? Is that for her?
And all of us.
Oh, what I don't mind spending my money
What's
on?
something frivolous, like you're just like, whatever, I'm going to spend my money on it.
Oh, weed. I smoke weed.
Weed?
Straight up. All kinds.
Makeup and clothes and shoes.
Yeah.
I think for me, business. I always reinvest back into my business.
Yeah.
That's smart, yeah.
That's me.
That's not, no, it's something you like. For you, see? You got to get you in you. It's all about you making money, girl.
You know what it is? But I'm such a giver. I get my love language is I'm a giver. I love to shop for people.
Yeah.
I like my papi. I'm like, I see that and let me get that for you.
Yeah.
Or my daughter, I'm like, I bought this for you. Like, I'm a giver. Like, I don't know. I just feel like.
What do you do to make you happy, Sylvia?
I know, that's a good question.
Honestly, I love doing this. I love my business and I love painting. I'm an artist and I love going for walks and I love working out. I'm a very simple person. People think I'm like very like I'm not. And I love to travel. Traveling is a big thing for me.
Right.
Like, and I love to do it alone. Like that's a big thing.
So that's an expense because obviously everybody can't travel. And if you set your mind to something, you can't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go here tomorrow because first of all, it could be $5,000 to get to Dubai.
Exactly. I don't go out. You'll never see me out. You'll never see me at clubs. You'll never see me at the bar. You know why? I will save that money for 3 months that people will do, and I will go book a trip. So, like you said, 5,000.
Right. And that's for you.
That's for me.
Yeah,
that's
good for you.
I love, and not only that, I love traveling too because it really makes me have appreciation for humanity. It makes me really be like, you know what? Human beings are nice.
Yes.
Because when you travel, strangers are so nice to you. You know, you meet whatever old couples, you meet just whoever, you meet Jane at the corner of the
different
bar.
people.
And you realize, like, because you hear the news and so negative, and you're like, you know what? People are just really nice. So I always get like, so like, I feel hopeful about humanity when I travel because I'm like, people are nice people.
Yeah.
And another thing, don't you appreciate when you come back the difference between where you was, say if you're in Guatemala or if you went to Haiti or DR, because you go into those countries, there's tourist areas, but you really know how those little kids or families are really being raised. And you come back and sit there and just turn that water on like it's just nothing, like you just let it run.
It's true.
Me, I'm like, wow. Even walking the beach, I am God's gift to that beach. I'll tell you, because listen, everybody can't jump in water like we can.
Yeah.
That's so true.
You know?
And you know what? You're right. Every time I go back home to Guatemala and just knowing that the journey, knowing that my mom did everything to give me up, protect me, knowing that I was able to get educated here as a woman.
To bring it back to her.
And to be able to come back and start this company. But then I still see little boys and girls peddling their bracelets at 4 or 5 years old because they got no money. They're working. I see you know, like the shacks, how I used to live in, like mud, like sticks, like that's how I grew up, you know. So I am forever grateful. My heart is full of so much gratitude. I wake up every morning. I live on Lynshore Drive, the beach. I wake up every morning and I see the beach.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, it is a blessing.
That's your life.
And so when you ask me, like, what do I do to spend money on? I guess even my lifestyle. I'm just I don't go out. You're never gonna see me be like, oh, I seen her at the bar. That's not who I am. I don't.
Man, I can't see you at the Brotherhood sale.
That's all right. You ain't gonna see me at the bar either.
All right, I got one more question, and then before we wrap it up, what makes you angry, and how do you behave when you're angry?
Do you want me to answer that? Lying.
Oh, fast.
Lying is just my worst enemy.
Yeah.
You can talk to me, you can do whatever, just don't lie.
Yeah.
And don't betray me. That's one thing. Don't betray me.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like I call you family. I really mean that.
Amen to that.
And that's just my
loyalty.
Amen. That's it.
Yeah.
Mine's fakeness. Yeah. My biggest pet peeve is fakeness. If you're fake,
I feel like fakeness kind of goes with lying, right?
Because fakeness, just the phony. If you're not your real authentic self. Yeah. I just cannot even be in the same room as you.
Right, so loyalty.
Yeah.
Loyalty and trust is my
I can't be in the same room as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with fakeness just because I feel like being a businesswoman, a minority businesswoman, dealing with white men, dealing with just people. Different. No, it's like, oh, hi, okay.
Business, you have to be fake.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? And they're probably like, oh, this Guatemalan bitch, like whatever you think. Okay, yeah, okay, you know. I'm okay with the fakeness because I know how to. But you can't be in my face, and I'm feeding you, and I'm taking care of you. You can't do.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes,
but I'm with you, T, with the whole like lying to me. There's no need. Like I'm the coolest. Like you ain't gotta lie to me. You know what I mean?
Tell me what it is.
Tell me what it is, and don't lie to me. I remember always telling my daughter, even that Chanel, I was like, I will let you do whatever you want, but as a mother, don't let another mother pull up on me and tell me what you're doing in the streets. I better hear it from you first.
Exactly.
Don't
because you can accept it.
Yeah, don't because no mother can come to me. Did you know that your daughter does a bit?
Right.
No, I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? No, and I always tell my dude too, like, yo, don't disrespect me. I'm somebody out here in these streets. Right. Don't fucking disrespect me. I don't want to hear it in these streets. This bitch got something over me or something like that or whatever. Especially you in my house. I'm cooking for you.
Yeah.
I'm in some fly lingerie. Yep. We doing some nasty, greasy shit, and then I gotta hear about this shit. Like, nah.
Oh boy, that's another topic.
I already gave her fair warning. I better not ever find out another woman is cooking you a meal because I'm throwing that shit right in the trash in front of your face.
No, I bring it home, baby. You don't have to worry about that.
Look at T. We're seeing the game right here, T.
I'll bring it home to you,
and I sure the hell eat it too.
Yeah, we eat it together. I'm gonna tell you where it comes from. We do. I ain't gonna listen. There's no time for all that.
But like I whole cleaning for my girl. Nah, I could do all that.
That's right.
Nah, I think I would take it. If you got a bitch to clean for us and we were together, I'd be like, go ahead.
But there's not that many bitches out there that will do it just for that. They'll do it for a motive behind them. You get what I'm saying?
Everybody has something behind them.
There's always a motive with bitches.
Even you and I, we're sitting here today. We're just trying to get out there. Because I know I am, okay, I'm going to do this show with Sylvia. Whoa, I got to tell them what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all have something behind us. It's not grimy, but this is, again, it's business.
Well, in life, everything is a give and take as well,
It's true.
Too.
There you go.
I mean, everything is like, there's action, reaction,
right.
there's giving, receiving, as long as there's always in a cycle of exchange and you're not always taken.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm not like that. I feel I'm in a point in my life, I'm a servant. I'm a servant to God and I'm a servant to people.
Amen to that.
And I wanted to be a servant in a sense to you right now because I wanted you to tell your story, your journey, both you, but I really to other women, and just I wanted to share these type of stories because this is like some things that's really happening.
And you know what? I'm going to give you a lot of credit because I've been on this journey of just trying to, you always want to pull ahead of yourself. I've got asked a lot of people to do interviews, as you know.
Yes, a lot.
And there's two people that always keep me on their radar. And I have to always shout her out. That's Nicole McLean.
Oh, yeah.
Love her to death. And I'm going to say, once I put that little post on Facebook and the way you came at me, let's do it, T. No questions asked. Why? Is because you see what I'm doing. I see what you're doing. I'm following you.
Yeah.
You're following me. But I see good in all of you.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see just, oh, what she got. I don't care. What I'm seeing is you sitting there taking care of yourself. You're taking care of your business. You want to achieve. You want others to roll with you. And you always been like that, Sylvia. And when I even saw when you was over there on doing your clothing line.
Yeah.
I used to see those comments come in. Just because you had one pair of jeans flyer than somebody else and that other person didn't get it, that shit was real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the hate is real too. And everybody can do it. But I know you didn't do it. And I really respect you on that.
And you know what? I'm
Absolutely.
going to tell you why I've never been hated. I've never been a hater. I've never been like that. And you know this. And I can being adopted and I was such a tomboy too. I never knew I was pretty. Like, I didn't wake up and was like, oh, I'm a bad bitch at 10, 12, 13, 14. You're not thinking like that when you're little. I like to play basketball and soccer. And I remember 13,
and you
14.
was a good soccer player. So
and I was a good basketball player.
Yeah,
and I remember being Lynn Classical. I remember they were saying at one point I had sex with all the basketball players. Then they were saying that I had sex with all the St. Mary's players. I didn't even have sex with Lex until I was like 17, and we're going to be honest. Like, we waited, right? But I would always, and girls hated me all the time, especially in Lynn. And I said, you know what? I'm like, if they just got to know me, so it made me, the hate made me work on being a better person.
Right.
Because I really didn't have friends. And it also made me work on my craft, my art, because I didn't go out much. I was just always drawing, right? So it's like, really, y'all hate made me a superhuman because I wasn't out. You never saw me in high school parties. You never saw me out. I didn't have a lot of friends like that. And it made me a better athlete. Friday nights they're kicking it. I'm going to work and shoot hoops, or I'm going to do this and that. But my biggest thing is, I said, as I become an older woman, I'm never gonna shit. And not only that, I realized, like, I know I'm beautiful, right? And I'm never gonna shit on someone because you're not, or you don't have this and this and that. You know what I mean? And I also too, people tend to forget, because I was adopted, they think somehow I came from money. My adopted parents were school teachers. They were not. They didn't have money. But I also come from a third world country. I've been the poorest of poor. I didn't even have shoes. So
being poor is not an option for you.
No, it's not.
I don't blame you.
Know what I mean? So like the thing, but not only that, I'm also very just like Tom Brady is gonna talk his shit. I am the best court. You're not gonna talk bad about my art or my fashion or who I am. I know what I'm good at. So you can't take that away from me.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? But
That's
so
right.
I'll never hate on nobody ever. But it's like, I feel like too, and I love what you said, and I love how confident you are. And like you talked about how, no, you're not scared to transition or be looked at as a man because you are who. I feel too, society hates confident people.
They do.
It doesn't matter what you look, green, whatever. Society, if you're a confident man or woman, they're like, oh, this person's arrogant, this and that. And you know what? I'm sorry that you don't feel good about yourself. I love myself, so I don't know what to tell you. But people
You never
don't.
stop your hustle. Even like we were at the Slick Rick concert, and they really just scream that. What did they say? Everybody out here has something good with them.
Yeah.
And no matter what it is, it can be either tying your shoes. You can tie it one way and this person can do it another way, but don't take it away from somebody that really wants it. If you don't like it, say nothing.
Right. And that's another thing too. I feel like too, we're living in a society where even though social media is great or whatever, it's free. And I tell people all the time, if you're trying to do something, it's free. Back in the day, you used to pay for publishing ads. You have to pay for this. All this shit is free, right? So go out and do it. A lot of people are scared to even show who they are, what they are, right?
The real them. The real them. Because when you say that, it's either there's something behind them, there's another motive behind them, and they're not ready to put it out there because they got to defend whatever they're trying to do, you know, until they get to that level.
Yeah.
Everybody feels like, okay, if you do this or you do that, you're going to be right here. Nobody is right here. We all start from the grind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can publish 2,000 books a month, and that still doesn't pay for a bill.
Speaking of books, well, real quick, where can we get this? Is this on Amazon, or how can I get this book? Or how does everybody, how can we get this
you
book?
can go on to lulu.com. put in Try Kindness, and you'll see the book right on top. It's very easy.
So this is
easy
a
walk through.
self-published book.
It's self-published.
And
yes,
you guys
it
are
is.
selling these independently.
Yes, we are.
So you didn't pay for you're not going through Amazon and distribution?
Nope. This is all us.
Okay, so how much is this book?
$20.
$20 a book.
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
I'm
Sylvia.
actually so happy, and thank you. What I really loved about our conversation, what I got out of this is, I'm really happy about you explaining to me more the they, their, and them, the pronouns.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that because I was always like, what is this? Like, I'm so like, I don't care if you have sex with a unicorn, honey. Like,
there is such thing as unicorn too. Do you know that unicorn? You know what a unicorn is?
No.
I don't
let
even
me
know
tell
what
you.
a unicorn
Okay,
is.
let me tell you. There is really a saying. There's people or couples call themselves unicorns, and the reason why they call themselves unicorns is because there's two sides to a unicorn, right? So they can be with whoever they want to be with.
One and then the. Get it?
Wait, no. So
There's two sides to a unicorn, the horn and the piece. So you can be with anybody that you want to be with and be connected, like in that real faithful relationship. Like you can bring anybody in. If today I'd be like, okay, I don't want you, but I want her today. Is that going to be okay? Yes, honey, that's okay. That's an agreement
So
they have
she's
with
considered a unicorn, or you're considered the unicorn?
No, we're not considered unicorns at all. But I have friends that are unicorns.
Yeah.
That have been together for like 15, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah, they
and that
could
would be okay with.
Their partner. That's what they call themselves, unicorns, because they're able to go wherever direction they want to go and bring them home.
Ah.
And it's not bisexual or whatever those. The confusing part is all that bisexual, transsexual, this and this and that. That's where I get into a little trouble with my own self because I don't really understand that whole graphic, but it is serious too. You know what I mean? But again, whatever you want to be, just make sure you know what you want to be. Because everything comes to an end. Trust me when I tell you. But there is a such thing called the unicorn.
Speaking of it, and so you guys are getting married, and do you feel like this is a life thing? This is forever?
Oh yeah.
I'm not
Definitely.
going nowhere.
Yeah. I've been around too long. You know what I mean? I've had so much D. I had so much P. There's nothing more that I need.
And it's not a phase. And it's not a phase. This is what we are.
This is what we are.
That's it.
This is it.
But
This
yes,
is it. One and
This
done.
is my
This is
lifetime
it.
partner right here all day, every day.
I'm not
Really?
going nowhere.
Yes. I don't want no
We're
other.
raising a kid. We're doing what we need to do just to keep each other safe and just be happy with
That's
each
so
other.
beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
We
Honestly.
do everything together, travel, everything.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Well,
And
thank
you can talk
so
to her. She's a
much.
friend. You know, that's another thing. You're a good friend.
Yeah.
Aww.
I'm a good listener.
Yeah, she is.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
All right.
Cheers. Salute. Thank you. I hope you guys
Cheers.
enjoyed.
Thank you.
Oh, I
It was
did.
great.
And we want to talk. We'll have you back again.
For sure.
Of course. I'll have some more coffee. Yeah. You see that?